So, what do we have here? Another package to be unboxed. If this is what I think it is, I'm gonna be one happy man because I've been waiting for a while to get back into this. DJI Avata 2. Ooh, it's time to get back into the world of FPV flying. But first, let's do an unboxing. On second thought, I'm horrible at doing unboxing. Let's just do some YouTube magic.
I am the DJI Avata 2.
Okay, I was not expecting the Avata 2 to be able to talk.
I will make you seem like a professional FPV pilot in front of your friends, even without any skills.
Okay, let's not tell anyone about that part. Let's just keep that as insider knowledge between the two of us. But Avata 2, what upgrades did you get?
Well, I got slimmer. In fact, 30 grams lighter. It wasn't easy, but I was able to trim some unnecessary parts. I also have now 46 gigabytes of internal storage, meaning if you forgot your SD card, which often happens to forgetful dads like you, I've got you covered. I also have a new flight time of 23 minutes, 13 kilometers of range with the new DJI 04 transmission system, and I have a brand new camera system. I have a 1/1 3/inch sensor, f2.8 aperture, and a 155-degree field of view. I can now film up to 4K in 60 frames per second, and I can film in a 10-bit D-Log-M color profile, meaning your mind is going to be blown away not only by the flying experience, but the cinematic footage I can film.
Okay, I knew that there were some exciting upgrades with the Avata 2, but I was not expecting an AI robot. Hey, you want a secret? Promise me you won't tell everyone else though. But I was just trying to impress everyone with my new AI robotic Avata 2. It was actually Artlist's brand new voiceover AI tool. You can literally make any high quality professional voiceover just by writing a script and pressing generate. And within seconds, you'll have an amazing professional high quality voiceover made with voices that don't even exist. So whether you want your favorite gadget to talk like I did, or you need a professional voiceover for a documentary or short film or an educational platform, Artlist AI voiceover has got you covered. They got male voices, female voices, voices that are cheeky with sarcasm, or voices that want to give you that deep assurance. You know, giving that feeling that you can really depend on them. And the best part is, it only costs you $9.99 a month, which means you don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars for a professional high quality voiceover. Or you can just grab Artlist Max for $39.99 per month, and that way you'll get access to all their high quality music, sound effects, cinematic stock footage, templates, and the AI voiceover. And if you use the link in my description, which again, don't tell everyone because I'm gonna go broke, but you'll actually get 2 months free by using that link when you get the annual plan. So if I piqued your interest, I would highly recommend checking out the AI voiceover tool from Artlist. Let's go fly the Avata 2 now. All right, time to turn on the Avata 2 and go for our first flight. I've never used the motion controller, so I'm really interested to see how this goes. Here goes whatever happens. Okay, so we got a little circle dot that kind of tells me where we're going. Feels like I'm playing a video game right now. Flying through the fields, upping the speed a little bit. Oh, it's so intuitive. So interesting because with the Avata 1 and the DJI FPV, I did simulator and learned right away to use the controller. But now I'm going kind of like backwards and using the motion controller. But man, this is so easy for a beginner to get into, just like the feeling of wearing a headset and how a FPV drone can maneuver and fly and things like that. Crazy. Zooming through already. Woo! Flying through. Let's go up high. Can it go down low then? Okay, let's try to swoop down into here. Into the middle of these hay bales. Spin around. Go through the hay bales again. Don't crash, don't crash. Oh. I feel like I'm flying a little bit just courageously because I've had some practice doing FPV, but this looks crazy. Okay, let's try to go through this. Whoop. Just like that. So easy to go through there. flight with the motion controller a success. No crashes, and I felt really comfortable like right off the bat. I mean, it probably did help that I have done simulators and done manual mode with previous the Avata and the DJI FPV, but I've never used the motion controller, and I was a little bit worried, like how does it work? Honestly, DJI has made this so user-friendly, and yeah, this is like the perfect FPV package to start learning on. Uh-oh, I crashed. I got a little bit too cocky with the motion controller. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, it landed right here. Look at that. It must have clipped those up here and flew all the way here. Buddy, are you okay? It looks okay. Oh, we definitely have a dent there on the prop guard. But otherwise, seems like it's fine. Let's go bring it over back to where we were and see if it still takes off. Take two. Oh, this propeller seems like it's broken. Okay, yeah, I gotta definitely unbend this corner right here. This prop guard is bent here, so let's see if I can do something about this. Oh man, hopefully I can get this fixed, because that would be a bummer that because of this prop guard. But as you can see right here, this prop guard is bent in, so the propeller is hitting that. I think the propellers itself are fine, so I think after some bending and prodding, I'll be able to get the propeller so it can fit and spin in here again. So let's see if it takes off. She's alive! Let's go for another takeoff. Do some flying. Oh man, that was a close call. I almost lost my Avata 2 on the first day, but looking closely at the drone, I just have a dent on the bumper. At first, I was worried that did I destroy this whole motor and propeller because it was spinning, but it just wasn't spinning because it was hitting the bumper on the drone. But man, the flying experience with the Avata 2 so far has been great. It's been just so responsive and just felt really steady compared to my experience with the Avata 1 back in the day, where I feel like it was a little bit like uncontrolled when it was windy or just crazier experiences. But with the Avata 2, I feel like this was just a really good flying experience. And as well, I don't know if you noticed that when I actually was filming in the field, I was filming with the Avata 2 and the Rocksteady stabilization on ultra wide. But then when I was filming in the other parking lot with my car, I was actually filming 4:3 ratio with no stabilization and wide, so that I could then stabilize it in gyroflow, because I wanted to see which stabilization is better. And back in the day with the Avata 1, I feel like the stabilization wasn't that good and you couldn't rely on it, so you did have to use gyroflow, which was that extra step that you had to do in order to have nice stabilized footage. But with the Avata 2, maybe I didn't have the right settings with gyroflow, but I feel like the Avata 2 Rocksteady stabilization inside looked better and just smoother and overall just better. So I feel like in the future, I won't even use gyroflow. I'll just rely on the Rocksteady stabilization and have the ultra wide view mode, lens mode with the Avata 2, which saves me so much time and gets me great footage coming straight out of the camera. For anyone who wants to get into FPV flying or you're a beginner pilot, I would highly recommend the Avata 2 for you, especially with the motion controller. The motion controller just made it so easy to use. It was a great opportunity to get comfortable wearing goggles and seeing what it looks like and getting a feel for how the Avata 2 flies. And I feel like with the motion controller, you know, you're able to learn from 0 to 70%. So be aware of that with the motion controller, you can't actually fly in full FPV manual mode. So there is that limitation if you get the Avata 2 with just the motion controller. You're not getting the full FPV experience. And that's okay if you're just starting out, because flying in normal mode and then sport mode feels like it's enough. It's enough of a learning curve and get used to it. But then when you do want to go from 70% to 100%, you will have to get the FPV controller 3, which does cost $200 US. So be mindful of that the Avata 2 is a great experience for beginners, people starting out to learn from 0 to 70%, But then when you do want to go full on FPV, learn how to fly full manual to be able to do more aerials and just more crazy flying with higher speeds, then you are gonna have to invest in the RC controller and then put the drone into actual full manual mode. But all in all, I feel like DJI has done a fantastic job with the Avata 2 when it comes to creating a product that's geared towards people who want to get into FPV, because honestly, they've just made it so easy to start. Everything's so intuitive, easy to use in the beginning, and then once you get your confidence up, that's when you can put into full manual mode and start using the RC controller. So good job, DJI.